Very loud on the microphone, isn't it? Welcome everyone to the annual town meeting of the East Grinstead Town Council. The first item on the agenda is to elect a chairman for the coming year. However, before this is done, it's my opportunity to reflect on my year as town mayor and to present some cheques and my chosen charity and some other thank yous. This year has been quite simply the best year of my life. It has been an incredible honour to represent and to serve our town and our community at so many wonderful events. I've lost count of how many events I've actually been to. I'm not sure if there's an official total of how many, but all of them have been amazing, absolutely amazing, from the small to the large. I'm going to run through some of the highlights of this year. The East Court Live events are where it really started, and they were just brilliant this year. We just had so many people, the weather was kind to us, the music was fabulous, everybody came out, and it was a real demonstration of how East Grinstead community turns out to things. It was so much fun, even dancing with the town clerk. Another one that I've really enjoyed are the many school visits and visits to sort of beavers and cubs and scout groups through the year. Seeing the children, them asking me wonderful questions, some of the honesty that children have in their questioning of you is refreshing and lovely. Another one that we really enjoyed was in collaboration with East Grinstead Town Twinning, where the mayoress and myself went over and took a group of Sackville children to a Sport in Europe event with our other twin towns. The children were amazing. They played football, they mixed with other children from Mindlesheim and many other charities, many other groups. Watching the children interact with each other and making friendships that would last forever was just amazing. Watching the English kids and the German kids go out and drink together and party together, especially at a time when there's war in Europe, was just brilliant to see. Unfortunately, our flight got cancelled an hour before we flew home, and I think we'll take that being stuck in a German airport with a group of teenagers and no flights or hotels or way of getting home was a bonding experience, and one that I think has formed some friendships that will last for life. We host an event for Hidden Heroes here in the Manor House, where we invite people that are slightly unsung within our community, those that just quietly do good and don't get a lot of praise normally, to come to an event where we host them and thank them. And that is always a humbling event, and just see the commitment that so many people have to our town and to the people within our town. And they just quietly support people, support groups, and work without any praise. It was lovely to honour them. We then had one which is a strange one to have as a highlight, but is Remembrance Parade. And for anybody that has served on the council or has served in the position of mayor, to walk up the town at the front of the parade and see East Grinstead there watching is such an honour, and to lay that wreath as mayor was something that I will never forget. We then had a very wet night out with the street pastors, didn't we? We went out and saw the amazing work that they do helping people in our town. It was very cold, it was very wet, it was a payday weekend, there was a boxing match going on at King Centre, and a gypsy boxing match on TV, which was being shown at a local pub. So it was an interesting night in town. But to see the care and compassion that those people give with flip-flops and sweets, and seeing especially young women that are out on their own, the look of support knowing that those people were out watching them was humbling. We then had the big reveal, and as one of the founding members of that, when there were just 10 of us that did it at Shopkeepers, to see the thousands of people in the High Street and London Road was Oh, it was amazing. And switching on the Christmas lights in my wonderful and understated suit was lovely. I think seeing the town clerk's face when I turned up with lights, fairy lights around the chain and a full-on Christmas suit was probably one of the highlights of the year. We then had a slightly more sobering couple of events that will live with me for a long time, which was the food bank bag pack and the Greenaway Foundation bag pack and food delivery, which is a sad sign of the times that we have to have this. But if anybody in this room at Christmas time is willing to help our community, please help with those two organisations. Go and help Darren and Greenaway deliver the food to the vulnerable and help the food bank do their food drive. It's unbelievable the good work that they do. And they need more people to help, so please do help them. The last couple I'm going on was Carols at Sackville College, which is a truly beautiful event, singing Good King Wenceslas next to the room that it was written in, then having a tour of where it was written. Shows the real history of our town and the pride of our town, and that was a good Christmassy moment. I enjoyed that. And then recently we had the opening of the new Pullman carriage on the Bluebell Railway, where Councillor Barnett and I went along, and it was the first disabled Pullman access carriage on the Bluebell Railway, which is allowing people that couldn't experience that wonderful dining experience and history to now be able to, owned by a wonderful Paralympian sprinter, and that was really nice, something else that worked so hard in our town. So they were the kind of highlights of some of the events that I was invited to, but we also had a big part of my year, which is the charity fundraising. And for that, we had a quiz night here, quiz master, John Belsey there, very successful. And my wife and Liz worked incredibly hard making all the food for that one, because we thought it would save money, and almost broke her. We then had a night by Box in the Dorset Arms, who are a wonderful female vocal harmony group that gave their time. The Dorset Arms gave their time, and again, we raised a lot of money for charity on that night. Thank you to those wonderful, wonderful people. Then we had the barn dance. That was a lot of fun in this room. We turned this room into a line dancing barn dance. Again, I think I gave the town clerk a bit of a heart attack when I said we're parking a tractor out the front. She's worried about the drains, but it was a lot of fun. Everyone loves a tractor. It was a great event, and we did raise a lot of money and had a bit of fun. The crown jewel, though, was my bull that I held last month, which sold out in 18 hours, much to the dismay of some of the people around this table. I know we didn't get to invite everyone we wanted, and I probably could have sold it out twice. It was hosted at Ashdown Park, who very generously gave it to us for a ridiculously cheap price. And it was supported by lots of local businesses and some London contacts, and we actually managed to raise £15,000 on that night alone, and it was a magical night and a great end to my year. Now, being mayor is me at the front wearing the chain and cutting ribbons and picking raffle tickets, but really I don't do this alone, and you can't do it alone. You are not an island when you are mayor. And I have a lot of people here that I need to say thank you to, because I could not have done this year without many of the people that are in this room. Firstly, to all the clubs, charities and organisations that have invited me, hosted me, and shown me how wonderful our town is, even more than I knew, and how much more I've fallen in love with the town because of those guys. Thank you for your hospitality and your generosity in inviting me. I need to thank my work colleagues who have tolerated me running out, not being there, swanning off to go on trips on the Bluebell Railway whilst they worked hard, and me smugly sending them pictures of me drinking the champagne. We've got cake and heck here tonight, so thank you for putting up with me for the last year. And to the wider hospital, who again have been so supportive of me having time off, me just mincing around in the chain really, but thank you. The team and the support there have been amazing. I couldn't have done it without such a gracious employer. Part of that was the charity team. Camilla, Caroline, Emily and Michelle and Cons, who have just been amazing at facilitating my crazy ideas for fundraising and last minute and chaotic organisation. Thank you. You have been amazing to work with, and I look forward to continuing to work with the charity long into the future. Another great support has been my deputy, Steve Odin. You've been amazing, bro. You've just been there at everything by my side, and my fellow councillors here today that have turned out to my events, listen to me waffle on about all the things that I've enjoyed doing. Thank you so much for all of you. It means so much to me. My family, my parents, my mother-in-law, who have attended events, or drunk at some of them, and have always stepped in at the last minute to do extra childcare when we needed help for me to run off to an event and things. Thank you. The LDI, who are the Let's Do It charity group, who have been formidable in helping me with the ball and to raise money and to turn out for events. They have been incredible. So thank you to Nicole and all of those for what you've done. Thank you also to Nicole, Zoe and Martin, who have been fearless beside me in helping me organise my events, doing things, running around for me and just making this happen. Thank you so much. And also just helping me supply us with takeaways and wine, and we've been exhausted after. My next one is to the wonderful PA secretary. I'm not sure what I actually have to call you officially, Kirsty.
Mayor Secretary.
Mayor Secretary. Kirsty, you have been great in organising my diary, making sure I'm in the right place, making sure I've got the right information. Thank you very much for doing that. And if you'd like to come forward, I know she loves the limelight. If you'd like to come forward, we've got a little something for you here. I know I have been a total nightmare for you in my one-word replies and generally ignoring you to the last minute. So thank you for putting up with me. Also, our wonderful town clerk, Julie Holden, who has been great counsel, friend, and generally just there to kind of basically keep me on the straight and narrow, and for me to apologise to constantly for breaching protocol of wearing the chain at night, wearing it in the rain, generally dressing up as a cowboy and wearing it, all sorts, wearing it as a fireman. Sorry, Jen, but thank you, Julie, for putting up with me. I've got something for you here as well, so thank you. Now, one of the most important things throughout this year have been the role of a newly created role, really, which is the role of mailing. There have been 4 mailings that have helped me, my 3 daughters and our honorary 4th mailing, Ellie, who, although my daughters have been press ganged into this, they've had no option but to help and run around and do things for us. Ellie didn't have to. She's volunteered at everything. She's been there setting up, taking down, bunting, all sorts of things. So thank you, girls. And we are missing one, Jessica, who is hard at work at university in Exeter, and she is watching on Zoom tonight. So thank you, all of you, for what you've done. I couldn't have done it without you. I really couldn't. You have done us so proud. And I have a little something for all of you as well, if you'd like to come up. Yes, for your ones here, get that down to you. And that's pretty much everyone. No one I've missed out, is there? As I said at the Mayor's Ball in my speech, it wasn't really the Mayor's Ball, it was the Mayoress's Ball. This year, you have done everything. You have organised all the events, you have supported me through all the events, you have nagged me incessantly to organise myself for all the events. I could not have done this year without my wife Claire beside me. Even when we were travelling to Schwartz, making sure I didn't lose the chain, but more importantly, helping repatriate the children. You have been incredible, an inspiration and a great friend throughout all that. Thank you. I have to thank. So as I said, we did quite a few fundraising and charity events throughout the year, and this is the exciting bit really for me. I set myself a target for this year of what I wanted to achieve in fundraising, and I thought, I said it to myself, I thought, if I do this, it will be amazing, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. However, if I get a big check, I can't remember the exact number. Love a comedy check. I wanted to raise £20,000 for the charity. We have raised through our fundraising events, and these are called live. We have raised £24,142.73p. That's all important, 73p. To invite James, Chief Exec of the Victoria Hospital, to come up to accept the check.
Can everybody hear me at the back? Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I won't be long. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Fraser and Claire, his wife, for raising so much money for Queen Victoria Hospital charity. I think it's really great to see that the charity is held in such high esteem to the Mayor and the Mayoress, and also to the local community. I think it's absolutely palpable when you come to East Grinstead just how much the hospital means for the local population. And I think through the generosity of everybody, you can really see that this cheque will go such a long way for funding things that the NHS just doesn't have the money to fund that will make patients' lives better at the hospital. So I just want to say a personal thank you. I think my first engagement was with you in my first week with a cake judging competition. We've come a long way since then. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all your efforts.
Thank you. That is one thing I will miss as Mayor is the cake judging competition. I got very good at it by the end. What's the waistline still? That brings me to the end of my bit. I just want to say thank you to my fellow councillors for electing me. Thank you to all of the people that are here tonight that have come out and support. And thank you again to everyone that I thanked. This has been the best year ever. And Steve, you are going to have the best year ever. So thank you very much, everyone. The next bit is another and my last huge honour as Mayor. I would like to propose the incoming Town Mayor for 2024 as Councillor Steve Odey. This is a very easy nomination for me. Councillor Odey I've known for many years, even before council, and he is one of the kindest, hardest working, most loyal men that I know. You will bring fantastic integrity to this role, enthusiasm and optimism to this role. He is always happy. The council will take a more cycling view of the world than she doesn't like it when you wear it cycling. Steve, you are going to be fantastic, and handing this over to you is a huge privilege. Can I have a second for that nomination, please?
I'd like to second that for the last time there.
Are there any other nominations? May I have a show of hands to approve Councillor Odey? Thank you. Councillor Odey, can I invite you to come and sign the declaration of office?
I, Stephen Michael Odey, having been elected to the office of Town Mayor of the East Grinstead Town Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code as to the conduct which is expected of members of the East Grinstead Town Council.
I would like to take this opportunity to now pass along the chain of office. You tell there.
Right. Thank you, Fraser. Says I've got a short speech. Sorry. How have I got?
Double-sided?
Yes. No, it's not. On behalf of the councillors, the council and the whole town, I'd like to thank Fraser, Councillor Visit, for being a truly magnificent mayor over the past 12 months. Not only have you brought the average age of the mayor down by quite a bit, you threw yourself into the role with integrity, energy, commitment, passion, humour and love. You and Claire have been incredible all year, as have your mayorings, and it's been a brilliant and forgettable team effort from you all, so well done, congratulations. Your hard work and drive have made a huge difference to the town, and your fundraising efforts will have a positive impact on the children under the QVH Charities wing for many years to come. You should be very proud of what you've achieved. Fraser, or should I say Mr. East Grinstead, you've set a very high benchmark for this year. It's been such an honour to be your deputy, and if I can do half the job you've done, it's sure to be a successful one. Thank you again. I'd like to thank my family and friends for being here tonight as well, and I'd also especially like to thank my fellow councillors for entrusting me with the mayoral chain for this year. I'm honoured to be the mayor of the town that's been my home for almost 30 years. Serving our community has been a tremendous privilege for me, and one that I look forward to continuing with the help of my wife Maria and daughters Sophia and Olivia over the next year. As an advance thank you for this next year ahead, I'd now like to present Maria with some flowers, which hopefully were delivered today. Thank you. Yeah, that was a surprise. I really wouldn't be able to do this without Maria's support and love, so thank you very much, darling. Right, how did I get here? It's January 2018. It was a beautiful, crisp, sunny morning, and I'm on the 3rd at Royal Ashdown, and I just hit a magnificent drive down the middle of the fairway. One of the 4 people in that group I was playing with is the person sitting to my left, John Belsey. Now, his ball was way over to the right. He'd hit a wicked slice off the tee. The ball had played pinball in an oak tree and landed in the rough and the gorse. And I had a little chuckle to myself. Anyway, I thought I'd be a good friend and help John find his ball. And as you can imagine, the walk up to the location of his ball wasn't very long, but there was enough time to chat. There was enough time to chat about the weekend, and I must have said something about painted cycle lanes and the station roundabout or something like that. It was definitely cycling related. Anyway, as soon as I said that, John stood bolt upright. I didn't realise it at the time, but his councillor radar was going into overdrive. And there was a few seconds silence. He was clearly building up to something, and he looked at me and said 3 sentences that all councillors across the country will relate to. Would you like to be a town councillor, Steve? He said. You can make a difference, he said. It's only a few hours a week. I squeaked out sort of a polite laugh and said, oh, I don't have time for that, John, I'm afraid, but thank you so much. Thinking that had put paid to that nonsense. The next thing I know, I'm being co-opted on council that April. And fast forward to March and April last year, and I've got Fraser chirping in my ear in 5 minutes saying, I should go for deputy mayor when he's mayor. We'd make a great team, he said. Oh, I thought, oh, here we go again. And I thought about it for a while over a glass of wine and consulted with family and agreed that I would do it. But I told him very firmly that under no circumstances will I be mayor in 2024. Absolutely no way, no chance, nada, none. So tonight, I very proudly stand here for you as mayor. And part of being the mayor is to get to help raise money for a nominated charity. It will come as no surprise to most of you in the room tonight that my mayor's charity is bicycle related. And I know that a bicycle has the power to change your life. Riding my bike enables me to connect with people, connect with places, connect with nature, and connect with the community. And this simple piece of engineering literally connects me to life. But when you get older, and you're in the autumn years of your life, you begin to lose that connection. You slowly begin to feel a little bit more isolated and lonely. And this also applies to members of our community that are visually impaired and disabled. But they are all people with incredible stories and still have a lot to give to our town and community. And I'd like to give these people the opportunity to feel the joy of being on a bicycle and to feel connected with our town once more. So I did a bit of research. There are bikes out there called trishaws. They're like rickshaws, but with a pilot at the back and a seated cabin area for 2 people at the front, and organisations across the country are already using them. However, one trishaw costs £10,000. And then the next problem I needed to help find is I needed to find a local charity that would take on this project. Fortunately, an amazing local charity called Being Neighbourly have agreed. Yes. Being Neighbourly have agreed to take on this challenge of bringing the trishaw to our community. They have access to all of the people in town and surrounding villages who would benefit greatly from the happiness a ride in our beautiful part of the country would give them. So a huge thank you to Fiona, Andy, David, Jane, and all of the trustees and volunteers for their agreement to help put this vision together. And I very much look forward to our journey over the next 12 months and raising enough money for an East Grinstead Being Neighbourly trishaw bike or 2. And also to get us started, I've already got our first donation in this envelope here as well, so we're on our way. Now, as is our custom, I'd now like to present the past Mayor's Jewel and the East Grinstead Crest to Councillor Visser, along with a few tokens of our appreciation for your hard work that he put in, and also Claire put in over the last year, and this is from his fellow councillors as a memento of his year in office. Are you ready, Sam?
I am.
Great.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Very much.
I have great pleasure to move on to item number 2 on the agenda, which is to appoint a deputy town mayor for the 2024-2025 civic year. Do I have a nomination? And
Great honour to nominate Councillor John Belton.
thank you very much. Do I have a second?
I'd like to second that, Town Mayor.
Only a few hours a week.
Thank you, Councillor Mrs. Farron. Are there any other nominees? No. Then may I have a show of hands of those in favour, please? Thank you very much. Councillor Belton, would you like to join me to sign the declaration and accept your badge of office?
This way, please, gentlemen.
Okay. Thank you very much. I know that John's going to be an amazing deputy mayor. Are there apologies for absence, Town Clerk?
Have you apologies to the councillors for?
Thank you very much. Item number 4 on the agenda is to confirm the minutes of the Town Council held on the 8th of April. These were previously circulated and I assume that you have all read them. I'd like to propose them as a true record of the meeting. May I have a second? Yes.
Happy to second it.
Yes. We also have minutes for the 4th of March as well. Apologies. These were always circulated out to everybody before. I'm not going to ask you to stand again. Look to me.
Happy to. Please happy to.
Well, you have to. Thank you. Are there any questions? No. All in favour, please. Item number 5 is to receive a report of the council's attendance at meetings of council and standing committees during 2023-24 civic year. I propose that we accept these as a true record. May I have a second?
I'm very happy to second it.
All in favour, please? Thank you. Were there any questions with regards to that? Item number 6 is to receive a report from the clerk as to the result of the local elections. Town Clerk, back to you.
Yes, following the notice of the casual vacancy in the local election, which was held on the 2nd of May 2024, Edward Godwin was duly elected to represent Ashplatts North. The council has all 16 of the seats filled, Town Mayor.
Thank you very much. I'd like to pass on our congratulations to the Councillor Godwin, who we believe is the youngest member to take up office in East Grinstead. So well done. I'm looking forward to working with him on council. I'd also like to offer commiserations to those who stood but failed to win the seat on this occasion. It was a close contest, and it was good to see the seats on this council remain sought after. Item number 7 is to confirm that the newly elected councillor has signed a declaration of office. Town Clerk.
I can confirm that, Town Mayor.
Excellent. Fantastic. Item number 8 is to note that the Leader of the Opposition will change from Councillor Montford. Councillor Mrs Montford, I beg your pardon. Thank you for serving last year, Councillor Mrs Montford. And that is going to change to Councillor Barnett this year. And I'd like that noted, please. I look forward to working with Councillor Barnett over the next year. Item number 9 is to appoint members to serve on the following committees for 2024-25 and to elect chair and vice chair of those committees. Noting that myself and Deputy Town Mayor are in addition ex officio on each committee. The first committee is the Environment and Sustainable Travel. The following 7 members are nominated to serve this committee: Councillors Mrs Belsey and Mrs Farron, Councillor Gibbs, Councillor Godwin, Councillor Mrs Montford, Councillor Pond and Councillor Scott. Can I have a second for that, please?
Second that.
Thank you very much, Chairman. All those in favour, please, on that committee. Thank you very much. The next committee is the Planning Committee. The following 7 members are nominated to serve on this committee: Councillors Gibbs, Godwin, Mockford, Peacock, Pond, Scott and Whittaker. May I have a second?
You may, I'm very happy to second that.
I'm really disappointed. Normally that medal gets clunked on the table. And you're absolutely playing the blinder today. Thank you very much. All those in favour, please.
Carried.
Great. The next committee is the Public Services. The following 7 members are nominated to serve this committee: Councillors Barnett, Councillor Mrs Belsey, Gibson, Hughes, Reeves, Scott and Whittaker. May I have a second?
Very happy to second those down there.
Thank you very much. All those in favour?
Carried.
The next committee is the Amenities and Tourism Committee. The following 7 members are nominated to serve the committee: Councillors Barnett, Farron, Godwin, Hughes, Mockford, Peacock and Visser. May I have a second?
Very happy to second those down there.
Thank you very much. All those in favour? And last but not least is the Finance and General Purposes Committee. The committee will be composed of the chairman of the other standing committees yet to be agreed, plus the following 4 members: Councillors Farron, Belsey, Gibson and Barnett. May I have a second?
Very happy to second those 2 down there.
Thank you very much. All those in favour? I now adjourn the meeting at 7:39. This is in order for the committees to elect their chairs. I convene the meeting of the Environment and Sustainable Travel Committee. Will those members please stand? John.
So I'd like to nominate Councillor Odie, Town Mayor, to be the chair for this committee. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Are there any other nominations? Are the committee all in favour?
That's good.
Thank you. I'd like to propose the Councillor Mrs Farron to be my vice chair. May I have a second?
Sorry.
I'll second that.
Are there any other nominations? Thank you very much. As I have no other business, I should like to remind the committee that we have our next meeting on the 30th of May, and I close this meeting at 7:40. Thank you. I now convene the next planning committee. Would all those members please stand? I would like to nominate Councillor Gibbs to be the chair. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Pond. Are there any other nominations? And are the committee in favour? Thank you. Congratulations, Councillor Gibbs. I now turn your committee over to yourself.
Thank you, Town Mayor. I should like to propose Councillor Pond to be my vice chair. Do I have a second?
I'm happy to second, Town Mayor.
Are there any other nominations? Are the committee in favour?
That's good.
Forgive me. So thank you. As I have no other business, I should like to remind the committee that we are meeting tomorrow, 14th of May at 7 p.m. I remind committee members that the council's standing orders do require all councillors to attend training if they wish to serve this committee. And that also applies to those seeking to stand as a substitute. Training is being arranged for our newest councillor. If any other councillors seeking to attend as a substitute have not had planning training and do intend to substitute to this committee, please speak to the town clerk. I close this meeting at 7:40. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'd like to convene the meeting of the Public Services Committee, please. Would they like to stand? I would like to nominate Councillor Mrs. Reeves to be the chair. May I have a second?
So I'm thrilled to second that nomination.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? No? All those in favour, please. Thank you. Congratulations, Councillor Reeves. I now turn your committee over to yourself.
Thank you, Town Mayor. I would like to propose Councillor Whitaker to be my vice chair. May I have a second?
I would like to second that nomination.
Are there any other nominations? If there is, then I'll take a vote. No? Okay. Are the committee all in favour? There'll be a show of hands. Okay.
That's carried.
Thank you. Thank you. As I have no other business, I should like to remind the committee that we are next meeting on the 5th of June at 7 p.m. and I close this meeting at 7:41.
I'd now like to convene the meeting of the Amenities and Tourism Committee. If you'd like to stand, please. I would like to nominate Councillor Peacock to be the chair. May I have a second?
I'd like to second that.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Are there any other nominations? Thank you very much. Are the committee all in favour?
Carried.
Congratulations to Councillor Peacock. I now turn the meeting over to you.
Thank you, Town Mayor. I will now proceed with the election of Vice Chair, and I should like to propose Councillor Hughes to be Vice Chair. May I have a second?
I'd like to second that, Town Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations which must be proposed and seconded by a member of the committee? There are none. In that case, I would like everyone to vote. Is all those in favour?
That's carried.
Thank you. Thank you. As I have no other business other than to remind the committee the next meeting will be on the 13th of June. I should now like to close the meeting at 7:42. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Peacock. I'd now like to convene a meeting of the Finance and General Purposes Committee. If you'd like to stand, please. I would like to nominate Councillor Mrs. Farron to be the chair. May I have a second?
I would like to second that nomination, please.
Thank you, Councillor Mrs. Farron. Are there any other nominations? No, and will be all those in favour, please?
Carried.
Thank you. Congratulations, Councillor Mrs. Farron. I'd now like to turn your committee over to yourself.
Thank you, Town Mayor. I would like to propose that Councillor Mrs. Belsey as my vice chair. Please may I have a second?
I would like to second that.
Thank you, Councillor Peacock. Are there any other nominations? All right, committee, if you could all vote in favour. Thank you. Right, thank you. As there is no other business, other than to remind the committee that the next meeting of the committee is on the 20th of June, when we shall receive the annual accounts and be followed by a special council to sign them off. I should like to close this meeting at 7:44. Thank you.
Now recommence the council meeting. 7:44. The next item on the agenda is item number 10, and it's to note that the time of commencement of council meetings for the year 2024-25 is 7 p.m, and that the period of public question time at the commencement of the ordinary town council meetings is half an hour. Members are also asked to note that the dates of the meetings are as approved at Finance and General Purposes Committee and Council, minutes 240 on the 14th of December 23 and minutes 62 on the 8th of January 2024. I will also advise that we are going to have to move the date of the annual town meeting as it clashes with the Mid Sussex Council meeting. This will come to the July council. Is this noted? Thank you very much. Can I have a show of hands? Sorry. Item number 11 is to nominate 5 members plus the town mayor to sign cheques on behalf of the town council and to sign cheques on the imprest account in the absence of the town clerk. The nominees are the town mayor plus councillors Mrs. Belsey, Mrs. Farron, Councillor Hughes, Councillor Mrs. Mockford, and Councillor Peacock. May I have a proposer?
Frank, propose those nominees, town mayor.
Thank you very much. Can I have a second? Thank you, Councillor. All in favour of that, please?
Carried.
Item number 12 is to authorise the town clerk, Mrs. Julie Holden, to sign cheques on the imprest account during 2024-25, subject to a limit of £5,900 in any one month. This represents no change to the amount that was approved in 2023-24. I propose this. May I have a second?
Very happy to propose that, town mayor.
Thank you very much. All those in favour?
That's carried. Thank you, Chair.
Close there. Item number 13 is to appoint the following representatives to serve on the undermentioned bodies for the 24-25 civic year. I shall take a note on block at the end of the list. Councillor Mrs. Farron, would you please read the nominations?
Thank you, Town Mayor. East Grinstead Town Twidding Association, Councillor Vizza. Mid Sussex District Association of Parish Councils, Councillors Godwin and Councillor Whitaker. Age UK East Grinstead and District, Councillor Hughes. Friends East Grinstead Museum, Councillor Mockford. East Grinstead Music and Arts Festival, Councillor Gibbs. Disability Access Group, East Grinstead Area, Councillor Barnett. East Grinstead Society, Councillor Vizza. East Grinstead Business Association Executive Committee, Councillor Whitaker. East Grinstead Fair Trade Town Steering Group, Councillor Scott. Mid Sussex Association of Town Councils, with the Town Mayor, the leader of the majority group, the leader of the minority group, and other. This time will be Councillor Mayor Steve Odie, myself, Councillor Farron, Councillor Barnett, and Councillor Whitaker. Green Steve Talking News for the Blind will be Councillor Peacock. Belbridge Beef and Faggot Trust, Councillor Mrs. Belsey. SANG Steering Group, Councillors Godwin and Councillor Reeves. East Grinstead Sports Council, Councillors John Belsey and Councillor Whitaker. East Grinstead Food Bank, Councillor Peacock. Community Rail Partnership, Councillor Pond. And to note, Chequermead Theatre, the council appoints a maximum of 4 trustees. Please note this is stated incorrectly on the agenda as 3 to 5. There's a maximum of 4. The current remaining council trustees are Councillors Mrs. Farron and Mrs. Montford, Councillors Barnett and Hughes, are nominated to join the trustees for a 4-year term, subject to remaining a member of East Grinstead Town Council. East Grinstead Museum trustee, Councillor Odie, fills this seat and will do so until he steps down from the role or ceases to be a councillor. Queen Victoria Hospital, stakeholder governor, the town clerk was reappointed for a 3-year term in January 2024. There have been some changes this year. The Royal Towns Network, following a year evaluation from Mrs. Margaret Belsey, is not to be continued with due to lack of value. The Shopping Promotions Committee has disbanded. The representative serving East Grinstead in Bloom felt the group no longer receive a grant from the council. At this time, a representative is therefore not necessary. This can be reviewed in times to come, and the East Grinstead Society has asked for a representative from the Town Council to be appointed. I therefore propose as read the appointments to represent the council this year.
Chairman, before we move on, can I just clarify something? Can I just clarify that Councillors Barnett and Councillor Hughes are already members of the Chequermead Trust? They were put on last year. That was my error on the notes. So they're already members and they remain members.
Thank you, Councillor Mrs. Farron. Do I have a second for those nominations, please?
Yes, Town Mayor, I would like to second those as read. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Are we all in favour?
That's carried.
Great. I would also like to note, with thanks as well, to those who served on all those external committees last year. So thank you very much, everybody. Item number 14 is to note that details of the audit for 2023-24 accounts will be reported to the Finance and General Purposes Committee on the 20th of June 2024. Is that noted?
Noted.
We have two items of ordinary business to be dealt with this evening. First is to note that the result of the complaint panel hearing, I'd like to thank Councillor Hughes and Pond for convening the panel and feeding the result back to Council. The decision of the panel is noted and work is underway to amend the video recording in line with the decision. Any changes to Council procedures as indicated by the decision will be considered in due course. We note that the complainant raised additional requests during the hearing, which were not matters concerning the complaint itself, and therefore could not be considered by the panel. These requests have been fed back to the Council. Item number 16, and last but not least, our final matter is to consider assisting the East Grinstead Lions for delivering a health screening day on 29th of June. I'm happy to propose the recommendation in the report that the Council supports this event based on the costs met by funds from Mid Sussex District Council Health and Wellbeing Team. May I please have a second?
Happy to second that.
Thank you, John. Do we have any questions? No? If no questions, all those in favour of that, please.
Thank you, Town Mayor.
Thank you. And that does take us to the end of the meeting. Our next full meeting is next Monday, the 1st of July, although there will be a short special meeting on the 20th of June to accept the accounts. Please stay and enjoy some refreshments, and can councillors please come over to the East Court Mansion briefly for a photograph. Thank you very much, and I end this meeting at 7:53.